Here we are, everybody. Squid Junction 40, the Golden Junction, Grand Finals, Crush Soda, Fiesta. So, are you ready?
I mean, this was the grudge match I was waiting for.
The game's not ready. GG.
The game is not ready. Yeah, everybody go home. Look, it's just the real winner is Nintendo because, as we all know, every time they disconnect, every time some player disconnects, they get $5. So like that's the true winner is Nintendo here.
Oh, you know what? I thought I was ready, but I'm not. The pick bans, I'm not 100% sure what has been banned quite yet. But we could have. I know we had Flounder Zones as our starting map. We could have Hagglefish GC, Rainmaker Scorch, Clan Blitz Mako, Spot Zones, Flounder. What? Twice? Interesting. And Tower Control, Sturgeon, and Rainmaker Eeltip.
Look, we're just really excited to play on Flounder. Like, somehow, one way or another, these teams are going to play on Flounder. We need answers on Flounder, I guess is what it is. I mean, I have to imagine, though, like, we all know how much this community loves their zones, and that's probably the most fair mode between these two teams. So I have to imagine something like Clams or Tower is probably going to get struck through as we're looking at these, just given how these teams have been playing.
Yeah, I'm interested. I don't know. I don't like Flounder, but I love seeing Tri-Sloshers players use it. So honestly, if I'm Keo, I'd like to keep it twice.
There we go. We got zones on Flounder. We got Tower on Haggle, Rainmaker Scorch. We lose Clams on Mako, and
we keep two zones Flounder.
We keep zones Flounder, so we'll see Flounder Heights back to back. So look, that checks though, because like this community loves themselves some splat zones. So like, why not play the first map twice? However, you and I saw this the last time Keo tried this nonsense on played the same map twice. We saw this back at Tropic Throwdown. Was like they tried to run it back on the same mode map and lost it. So like, I hope there's not a repeat coming from that for Crush Soda.
After insulting a team on Twitter about picking the same map against them.
Yeah, right.
Man, sorry, Keo, I gotta call you out because question. I was the one that was in your Twitter saying, hey, I'm the media here. I'd like to interview Keo, saying how's your game going? Where you destroyed the team on the map you played again? Oh yeah, we kind of destroyed them. So how it went, and then he goes and loses 2 maps that he picks.
Yep.
Bro, what? Anyway, Zone Flounder. Here we go. Game 1, Grand Finals. Winner takes a lot more of that prize.
Oh, wait, that's a Tri-Slosher on the side. Oh, they're bringing out their own try for Flounder. Okay, so we are really trying to play to this verticality, and I don't disagree with it. They know that Keo is going to be bringing their own, so a second Tri-Slosher for themselves is huge here, but double crab versus single crab is going to be the other interesting fact here for Crush Soda. They are valuing that rotation in that range, and I don't disagree with them, actually.
No, it's going to be a very hectic scrap fight with those crabs. Just trying to get the space on that zone. No zone control is fully in control of either team until Crush Soda takes it. They have to punish that crab tank that is on that bunker wall, and they do. Keo's able to get it. Can they see that? Can they get the punish on the Slosher? No, Keo loses a Slosher v Slosher matchup in a fair fight. Not something they hear say every day.
No, that was a little bit wild from Fiesta on that tri-strike. Didn't quite get the value you're looking for. And ooh, that's a tough punish because that was an important Booyah Bomb. They'll keep control here for the time being, and as long as they maintain this high ground, they should be okay. That crab falling is huge, though. The wipeout, even bigger for Crush Soda to close this out. Now they can take the advantage, and they are ready for revenge here, Genie.
Oh, they want this. They want this so badly, and I feel like they have it in their grasp. They have tactical at the ready, allowing them to have quick respawns and quick super jumps back in. They do get a great splat
no way.
At the base. Oh, that just gets stuck inside of it. The crab tank, they probably will be able to punish it, but they want to keep the zone capped in their favor so they can at least get some more points down, and they will. Luckily, they are. They have really close to another Booyah Bomb. We could easily shut this down. We've got Ink Strike coming out, Crab Tank out on the zone. Fiesta's trying to put everything in the kitchen sink onto the zone. They're trying to do their best, but they just can't climb the walls in time. They're trying so desperately. The Booyah Bomb is out. The Sloshers are trying to come on the zone. The far side zone is the one that will probably be the one that's most likely under contested, and Crush Soda crushing Fiesta on this map.
Yo, Crush Soda was like, yo, we lost that map versus them, and we take that personally right now. Just absolutely going to 100-0 them. That was a dominant showing back. That just the plays from across that team were, wow. Okay, so maybe we're wrong to dunk on Keo for picking the same map twice, because it's looking like they'll win those two.
You can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say. I said it's looking like if that's a dominant showing out of them for 100-0. I'm inclined to give them the repeat match. I mean, there's a chance Fiesta learned from that, but I don't know what they would have learned because they were in spawn the whole game for the most part, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We will definitely have to see what it comes down to. And tower control is our next map that we're going to be going up against. I want to point back that our last set between these two teams went all 5 games and ended on a tower control make. Both tower control games went into Fiesta's favor. The Clan Blitz and the Rainmaker went in Crush Soda,
yep.
And the Lone Zones map went in Fiesta's favor as well. So losing the Zones match, which Fiesta took in the first set, losing this tower control match could almost I don't want to say solidify Crush Soda as getting at least a reset.
I mean, it's the reset's looking more possible just given from the play we've seen. Like, we've been following Crush Soda these last couple rounds, and you've kind of seen the fire that's ignited from them. Like, they are hot. We were kind of joking about this, but Fiesta had a little time to cool off, so there's a very good chance that maybe that might hurt them a little bit more going into this. If they have to play the replay, though, that's the question mark. So going into tower here, I mean, we saw Fiesta bring out that Gallon. It looked very good with it. And now I'm just expecting Keo and Crush Soda to really come off and pop, because Keo put in a lot of work on that map there too. He's going to have to keep up that level and expect that support from his team as well to continue to keep Fiesta in check.
Yeah, we are just waiting on everyone to get checked out and get locked in, because here we are. We're all ready to go now for this critical, I gotta say, extremely critical tower control on this isn't museum. Why would I call it museum? It's Hagglefish. I know this map, bro. Come on.
Every map's a museum if you put art in it, man. It's all good. It's been a long day, and these competitors have been playing hard. But I mean, there's the Gallon and the Stamper, and 2-2 on the side of Crush Soda means that they are going to play a little bit more to what they know and feel comfortable with, and I've been playing for the last year and a half. And I don't hate that take, especially with those early picks.
Yeah, this going back to the machine, I kind of like it for Keo. He's proven that Tri-Slosher can be really good on certain maps, but I gotta say that extra little range, it would really help the King get what he needs done.
Yeah, I mean, considering it's a huge map, you can't necessarily afford to run up and take that.
Keo just got 3!
Wow!
Keo just got 3 on the left side. There was a big fight going on the right side, and Keo said, alright, 3 from you before you can even, understand what's happened.
Wow, and this aggressive angle really playing off the Booyah Bomb will eventually catch a couple. Both of those Booyah Bombs coming will buy the rest of that space too. Ink Strength will just delay it. They will eventually get the stop, but man, that's a huge play out of Crush Soda from there just to get that far. 49 is enough to hold it here. As long as they continue to hold this mid, and they are looking primed to do so as they're waiting for this Kraken to run out.
Yeah, the Kraken is going to run out, and we're going to see Crush Soda probably going to be able to try and punish that, and they will. So good from Crush Soda. This feels like a different team. I don't know if they were having before, if it was grape soda, but now that they got the orange Crush back, it's working well for them.
They tried the Fanta and it didn't quite work. They knew they had to get their Crush going. So I mean, Ink is in the back. Spider-Man zipping. He does manage to force out Thunder and get the value. So that does put a little bit of a picks, and the Crush Soda will fall. I mean, Fiesta's still just not really able to capitalize. They'll take the paint back, but there's no real space for them to get the advantage. So with a Kraken of their own up, I mean, it's going to buy them more time and space, but I don't think it's going to be enough considering how well Crush Soda's playing and getting picks like that.
Yeah, Ghost is going to fall in an unfortunate scenario there, because Crush Soda, they had opportunity here. The Kraken is going to be fading before it can find any value on getting a tower checkpoint. But this got to follow up with this crap, which is going to go down in Fiesta. I got to say, they look shaky. They didn't look like they used the breakthrough advantage to get a good, healthy snack.
No, it didn't quite look like they were set to take advantage of it, and now double Booyah Bomb up means Crush Soda is just, they're ready. Like, they just need to find out, they just need the information to where they're coming from, and they just have the position to close the gates on them.
This is going to be good. Crush Soda, they got a crab tank out ready, and my goodness, they're able to find the Gal. That's in a crazy play, and the Stamper's gone, the Splash is gone, just the regular Splash left. And they're going to follow it up as well, going down into the respawn kettle.
I mean, it's still a long way to go. Again, as long as Crush Soda just maintains control, it kind of doesn't matter at this point. 2 minutes is still a long ways away, and Thunder will, again, keep the pressure up. But, like, they are just sitting in a prime position to hold this. Even with this Ink Strike coming in, they're just looking good.
This is so good for Crush Soda. They do lose 2 of their members now, though. But this game, they've been proving to have the space. They've been proving to have the control.
The 3v1.
But
the 3v1 in the corner, though.
Yeah, it just kind of got bullied. It felt like formality.
Everybody's gangster till Fiesta shows up, but now that they are on the mid, they have three specials up. I mean, they have the tools to open it. They just have to not. They just have to find value with them, Genie. Like, they can't afford to commit these and not find any picks. Yeah,
I gotta say, that Kraken used, it just felt like a formality on tower. You got a Crab, which made all the space, and the Kraken was just sitting there, not doing anything. I guess they have the checkpoint now. The tri-strikes are out. The leads look to be under contestation. Crush Soda isn't careful here. They could easily lose it. They've got the Crab tank. They've got Costas Crab tank going off, and Kyo's gonna be able to find some fault.
Yeah, the rest of the picks fell around him, and the rest of Fiesta just kind of fell by the time it got to the tower. So, minute on the clock, Crush Soda still has the lead. They just need to keep it at mid at this point. They're in position to do so. They have the ink down, but just not falling to bad picks, and they should be okay to close this out and keep it in their control.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tight last minute here. If Crush Soda doesn't bite off too much that they can't recover with the Booyah Bomb placement, that would be good. But they've got so much advantage here. They should at least be able to get to the second checkpoint. Probably put a big dent in it. I don't think they'll get it.
It doesn't necessarily matter as long as they maintain control here. Again, they should just be able to hold it. 20 seconds on the clock. Any pick is as good as a win, but that's a pick against them, and that's not what they're looking for to close this out.
No, that's gonna be tri-strike out. They have a Crab tank on the side of Fiesta, plus that gal having that Kraken double Booyah and a Crab tank for Crush Soda could do wonders for them. They lose one of their machines though, which is dangerous because that's one of your GG Booyahs. Your Crab tank is out from Thunder, and that's gone. You don't have a full checkpoint to use here. The Booyah Bomb is out. The tower though, the Kraken is on it, and so the GG Booyah wasn't all that GG. Goes gonna have to run forward with Kyo. The points are already down to 41, and the lead has been taken by Fiesta. No shot. Crush Soda crumbled at the final hour.
That is the power of the Kraken before your eyes. Just being able to hold on through sheer invisibility. Wow, just like barely survived that. Literally as it was de-transforming. Just enough to take it over. That's, I mean, I don't even know because Fiesta felt like that was a sweating victory for Fiesta. They can't be feeling good about that. Like you're happy you got the win, but that can't feel safe going into game 3. Like you had to fight tooth and nail. You were losing your 1v1s, and a lot of your specials weren't finding the value you were looking for. You weren't like keeping the space you wanted. It's a win, but you're not feeling comfortable, Genie. I don't think after that.
I completely agree with you with the fact that it is a win. No confidence comes out of it. But Rainmaker is a mode. Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge is a map mode that can also be kind of cheese it as well. It's hard to cheese it, but it's just get a big Rainmaker explosion in a chaotic scenario, and the points can run down really quickly. So it's a map as well that you don't necessarily have to outskill your opponent. Like I'm looking at Flounder, you have to outskill your opponent. You have to spot them a lot of things, and that's what we saw Crush Soda do.
Yep. I think when it comes to Gorge here, there's a lot of ability just to play the wideness and the space of the map. And that's what Fiesta did in previous maps that worked for their success, is just being able to take the wide angles, find the crossfires, and just set themselves up for success by controlling the ink and controlling the map space. The high ground is really important, but once you get into position and get into your opponent's spawn, it does get a little easier. So I'm really, really keeping an eye out for this because Crush Soda has been able to fight back the aggression that Fiesta showed in these last previous maps, but it's still no walk in the park for either team right now.
No, it's insane to watch this series kind of play out because we saw in Winners Finals both teams kind of bounced a little bit. It wasn't really bounced back and forth. It was almost a reverse. It was a failed reverse sweep from Crush Soda. It was just how the map mode combos just kind of panned out, and this series can be really, really close. I feel like it is gonna be.
This is going the distance. Yeah. This is going the distance here. Keo back on the slosher. I mean, this makes sense. I do think that these are both, and then the triple sploosh. Like these are both very aggressive comps, with the only kind of mid-range being that sloshing machine. So that's kind of the one thing I'm keeping an eye out for on the side of Crush Soda, because that is the thing that's going to make the difference, especially if it can't get approached. It's going to be the difference maker going into Rainmaker here.
Yeah, and I believe we're 100% going to have a restart here. Somebody's net.
Yep.
Hit the fan.
Look, it's somebody at Nintendo. As I've said before, every time someone disconnects from a Splatoon game, a salaryman in Japan gets a raise. So kudos to that guy who gets a raise for yet another disconnect.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Crush Soda can do against this triple splash comp, because the amount of burst bombs with the Stamper as well, it's
damage. It's quick damage. Yeah. When you're talking about a game that doesn't have a lot of longevity, like we don't have armor anymore. When you think about it, like there's no really way to sustain in longer fights. So if you just have the ability to burst down, and you just have a little bit more accuracy in that regards between your burst bombs, your Stamper getting a slash off, like that's so huge. All it takes is one call out that I hit a burst bomb, and the entire team can just 180 and just spike it the rest onto you.
Yeah, it's gonna be something interesting to see. I wonder if the person is gonna be able to join back pretty quickly, but we gotta say thank you to everybody who has donated to the prize pool to double the starting prize pool from this tournament. And I want to give a shout out to Dapple Productions and especially Havoc for being able to put this on. It's been a great time and a great show to go on. Unfortunately, we are having a little bit of a pause because Nintendo says we need to have our pause now.
Look, Nintendo couldn't handle the fire, and that's okay, because it is really hot in this final. So, yeah, kudos to you guys out there keeping us afloat. Shout out to Dapple for putting on such incredible work and keeping this scene alive and thriving. And, I mean...
We've got like 1,000 people watching this. We've got 500 on Chars, 200 here, and like almost 300 on Kios.
Take that, Nintendo games. Take that, Nintendo Direct Stream.
Like,
that's huge.
That's huge.
That's huge for us. Yeah.
Now all we gotta do is have Keo, like Chara, have the mainstream is on Dapple Productions taking.
Yeah. We just gotta look. The answer is we just bring Chara onto Roundtable with us, and that's fine too. But we will get back in here. No changes across for any of the maps modes. Though we will see if a sub got brought in, because there is a couple there, and it doesn't look like there will be. It looks like everybody's back and happy. So, I mean, it's worth noting that Crush Soda did have a couple subs if they needed them. But thankfully, it looks like they didn't need to, because this team is playing really well. They're looking really fire right now. So as long as they can continue to keep the pressure up, again, this should be in a good spot for them to kind of push the map and swing it back in their favor.
Yeah, Pop going in Fiesta's side. They've got triple crab at the ready. That is something that's devastating to see and devastating to say. Kyo taking all the fire, just going up against one of the crabs and able to take it out of the crab tank area, and they're also going to find a Splatana Stamper and a Splash in that scenario. They should be able to grab this Rainmaker and push towards the first checkpoint. They're going to go on this right side. They have the advantage and they have the space. Getting this dunk should be a formality.
Yeah, it's just a moment. It's just a question of when, and they got it relatively quickly. So the full team is back though for Fiesta. So now that one managed to fall in that, they just have to push it back, and it looks like it will be a pretty quick swing in the other direction. There are 3 up to both crabs. Like, that's huge for Fiesta. They should just have the raw firepower to take this going.
This is gonna be crazy. Let's see if Fiesta can punch a hole through Crush Soda, and they do. They punch a massive hole.
Oh, okay.
Stalling just enough, I think, so that Crush Soda can have at least a contestant here on this first checkpoint. And the crab does a good job, but the Zipcaster is gonna go out and take it out. Zipcaster actually goes in and gets 2. What an insane play from the Zipcaster. They get 3!
I mean, this player is insane right now, just having the game of his life. I mean, Fiesta was looking to close this back out, and we saw them look dominant in the first match on this. But again, you can just see those swipes just looking for value and finding their mark. They did push it to 44, and now that they finally will slay the beast, it's a little bit of a tough position to go through. They have to take back all the ink, and the respawns should be in. They need to build these crabs back up realistically for Crush Soda to have any sort of ability to press this. They need to get control of that front high ground also. Otherwise, there's just no contesting this Fiesta team.
They're doing their best. There is a crab tank out defensively. Kyo's gonna be popping this tech cooler pretty darn selfishly, so it's just gonna be them gonna be able to use. Kyo's gonna be able to use it. The Zipcaster is able to go down, get 1, trying to find the Rainmaker. Goes to trying to protect Wave, but Wave is still being able to take it out though.
Great swipe. Yeah, it was a greedy play from Keo. It almost worked, but didn't quite get there. Tried to get the sub value instead of the crab finds too, though, I think. And again, Fiesta will maintain control here. They have the lead. They just need to make sure they hold it, and they're looking pretty prime too. 2 minutes and 30 on the clock. The rest of the respawns will come in, and Crush Soda has the Booyah Bomb up. They can use that to buy the space. They just have to find the aggression to go with it.
Yeah, this map can go extremely fast, and with a tactical cooler at the ready as KO use it on the.
Again,
I feel like it could just run all the way down. Like 2019, I feel like that's a good lead. 44, it's honestly it feels like
not quite
2 kills and the lead swaps.
Yeah, the other important thing that's been happening is Keo has just been kept in check for a lot of this. You see him popping those coolers and just then immediately getting picked. Like, that call out is there, and again, they just continue to find him. Like, they realize he is putting in a lot of work. That's their frontline Slayer. They need to punish it, and they are doing so for Fiesta. So keeping this in check is their plan, and playing a little bit more passively, it seems to be working for them. Yeah,
that's 2 spots going around for both sides. I believe the Rainbow's going to be grabbing and going away, and that's going to cause all this space, even though they get taken out so easily. You look, Fiesta's taken all that control that Crush Soda had and just painted all over it and taken it for their own.
That is a huge, and again, they just continue to harass whoever picks up the Rainmaker, and that's like really the key to their defense right now. Is look, we don't need to necessarily just win. We don't need to get this farther. We have the win. Let's just get the picks, frustrate them by getting value, and win that way. And they have been doing that with a minute on the clock. If they can keep this plan up, they'll bring it up in their favor and look towards match point.
This will be interesting. We're under a minute remaining. Keo is gone again. The split on the Stamper, and one of the spotters is also Crab Tank out for Crush Soda. They want to find the spots here, and now there's going to be a Crab Tank here for Fiesta. What can it find? It finds a Rainmaker before getting taken out. It finds itself in another fight against a different Crab. Will they be able to live this one? Probably not. Crush Soda, they're trying to get this Rainmaker, but they can't. They can't do it at all.
30 seconds means it's last fight now, and Keo now in position to keep the pressure up. Looks like they'll get it past that 68 mark. The question is, will they get stopped before then? Because Fiesta has been very good about that. They need to find that individual prick pressure. There's a cooler to kick it off.
Yeah, the cooler is out, but it's too close to a Crab Tank user, so the Rainmaker can't grab it even if they wanted to. Wave is... They have to stay alive. If they fall now, they're going to lose this game, and it's going to be devastating for them. They do go down, and there's no chance for Crush Soda to be able to pop it. So close, but so darn far at the same time.
Yeah, Fiesta just recognized right away, look, Keo is putting in so much work. That's been our kind of Achilles heel, is just letting him get value with this slosher. And again and again would just constantly just punish him the second he went to throw his tactical or took the pressure off. They just capitalized on it. So great awareness out of Fiesta to really capitalize on this. Now moving to match point. I wonder, Genie, what did I say before we went into this? And now I'm concerned I might have caster cursed this. What did I say going into this?
You said they're gonna probably win this if they can get this Flounder game, and
I had said Fiesta in 4.
Oh, Fiesta in 4. That's right. That's right.
But I'm not sold on it, because this is like Crush Soda won this last time. I mean, I see no reason they can't just do it again as long as they continue to get those dominating forces.
It'll be truly interesting if Crush Soda doesn't win twice on the map that they win. I'd love for Keo to prove himself right and also prove himself wrong. Anyway, to win the same maps, he's also got to figure out a way to get through ELTL. And Crush Soda, I gotta say, they've looked good, and that tower control game, that game 2, my goodness, that could come back to absolutely haunt.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was moments in both games 2 and 3 where it really could have gone either way for it. So it's still, like, Fiesta's on match point, but it's not a assured thing yet, especially given the history that we've seen back on map 1. So with this, we probably see all 5 again, Genie. Like, I don't see a world where we don't, just given how close these two teams played in the winners bracket. I have to imagine Crush Soda has the read correctly on this. Fiesta's Tri-Slosher player didn't look as tuned as Keo did, but if they can keep Keo in check, anything's possible.
Yeah, I believe it was Kuro on the.
I believe so. Yeah.
On the Slosher, not
I believe
not
so.
100%, or was it
Kima-chan. I
do my best with the
Oh, it is. Oh no, there's a mistake. It's supposed to be Manta zones. Okay, that's a mistake on the map list. So that's interesting.
yeah.
You know, I vote they play that, but that's just me.
So we're gonna have to cancel. I believe Netherlands
will
gonna
get
have to cancel this. Yeah.
Yeah, this will get canceled out. Look, nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes here, but you know, honestly, I kind of wish we had seen this twice. I think it would have given us some great data for the future, but I understand why. We got to keep it true to the rules, so I respect it. So it will be Manta zones, which still, like, when you look at zones, you look at Crush Soda having the advantage here. I do think that they just, like, Kyo is hot. Kyo is playing well here, so it's very feasible for him to just continue to get back on this hot streak, get 2 and 3 picks per life, and just continue to put the pressure onto Fiesta.
Okay. So
What do you got?
your Fiesta in 4. Looking
Okay.
We're looking mighty fine right now.
I
up honest with you. It
I hate to say that,
completely
Cass,
changes
curse
it
the
around
soft
that we
screen.
don't have double.
Yeah, that
'Cause-
actually does make a bit of a difference.
A bit. It's the best Tri-Slosher map versus a good Tri-Slosher map.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
look, if somebody's going to take that advantage, though, like if somebody's going to take a good map and shine on it, it's going to be like Kyo and Crush Soda, right? Like that's the point of being at these high levels of play, is taking and knowing the advantages that you have on these good maps. Like there is still a lot of high ground you can still shark from. There's still some ramps you can play, and as long as you can contest it and trust your team to do a lot of the work, like as long as Kyo gets the support that he needs as a Slayer, it could go their way. The question mark is to me, what does Fiesta bring in? Because they're not likely to bring in their own Tri-Slosher here, so what are they going to do?
Yeah, and yeah, we will be able to swap up comps as we did have from what we did see, because it was a unfortunate,
Yes.
just accidentally
Just
put it in Battlefly that and the round
It was wrong.
details, and that was can't. I don't know if those can be edited this late.
Yeah, this late, yeah.
Or it just kind of it was just a mistake. You know, there's
Who would have guessed? There's 10 rounds of losers and 8 rounds of winners plus grands plus reset. There
You
would
mean
bound to be
human
one
beings
mistake
make human beings make errors, Genie? Impossible. Yeah. Not too much that we expect to see. The Splatling makes sense. Yeah, we were looking at this. That makes sense though. The Splatling is a good pick for this, and I don't like the question. Now I'm looking and saying like, who has to contest this, because that is so important to contest on this mode.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm telling my team I'm playing heavy Splatling on this map. I've seen too many of them today not to play it. I love me some heavy gameplay. And Fiesta, this is a great position to have that Splatling running around on the grading. It just moves so freely and so uncontested, except when crab tank throws.
Yeah, but like even still, you have those angles. You can go uncontested. You have some angles, and Thunder already getting punished. As long as you can maintain control on this high ground as is happening, like this is just a good spot. He'll even take the forward advantage here, and the clock will continue to run down. I mean, this is just rough. Not looking good for Crush Soda here. They have the 2 ultimates up. They need to make them count.
Oh yeah, Kuro just showing the presence of the heavy Splatling on this high ground. Crush Soda can't find their way back in. The crabs are being shut down so effectively, and as Thunder gets the value that they needed, Kyo is gone. But that's still going to be the zones in control of Fiesta, painting it back and forth. Crush Soda, they're just neutralizing it. They're not capping it.
I mean, that's the best they can do right now. They're waiting for the man advantage, and suddenly they have it. So now it will finally flip their way. Short of some sort of a miracle coming in from Fiesta, but I don't see it happening with the crabs up. So they will stop at 42, and Crush Soda needs to get some spatial advantage. They need to take the advantage and just get control of these front grounds. Okay. That wipeout is a great opportunity to do it. Once they have a forward position, they should be able to hold and buy the time back. They need build the rest of these specials up. They have a Booyah Bomb to work with, and that's about it. And that is enough to buy space, but not necessarily a pick.
If I remember anything from Splatoon 2, is that heavy and machine matchup goes exactly like that on
that.
You can't do anything. You have to pray in your team, and it's just like a 3v5 on your way back out of spawn. If you don't win it by holding on to it majority of the game, the lead will just swap over, and exactly what happens.
Yeah, I mean, they will take the lead here, and given that, like you said, that matchup, it's just whoever can get their midliner into these aggressive forward positions and take the space forward. So crabs will come out to contest the space, but they're running out of time for Fiesta. This looks like we're edging towards that full 5, Genie.
Yeah, we're really darn close. Kyo is gone. Crush Soda trying to hold on, trying to keep the zones under in their power, and they're looking to do a really good job. It's just the splash alive, and I don't think they're going to be able to hold on to it for long, and they're going to control of their bunker. Not much time left. 10 seconds left. Burst Bomb's coming in out. Booyah Bomb is out here for Wave. Thunder has to paint their own zone. They can't lose it. That control of that now. The splash is on the other side. They're split between directions where they're looking. 2 points is all they need. The jumps are trying to come in, just trying to paint. They're able to get the zones, but can they cap it? They do! They do! Proving so wrong.
Wow. You know what? It looks like they... Look, I hope it's one of the first of many times I hope to be wrong here, because Fiesta needed that. They have a 75-point now deficit to play into, so they have to keep control. They are going to play aggressively here, but there's 2 crabs up for Crush Soda, so they could swing this back pretty easily with just good positioning.
This is going to be close, because the positioning of the heavy is not insane at the moment, and with the Stamper gone, that's a big part of your presence out of the picture at the moment. There's going to be a Tactic Cooler at the ready. Wavebreaker as well. Booyah Bomb coming out from Crush Soda. Going to be punishing that Wavebreaker positioning. Going to be a good spot for Fiesta to actually kind of hold on to. Because Crush Soda, they've used a lot of specials and haven't found the value that they need.
No, unfortunately, those specials just never really got the value, but they will chase out the last members, and 20 on the clock means that I don't think there's much of a shot here. They're playing up. There's the Zips caster is out. I think Genie, there's the wipeout. That's it.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Fiesta in 4. Fiesta is going to be your Squid Junction 40 champions. Thank you so much for Fiesta for coming out and showing that Japan is still extremely strong, even if this is titled a NA Weekly.
Wow. I mean, from the battle, this is quite literally the worldwide weekly as it was, because Fiesta come out here from Japan, Crush Soda representing US. We had our couple Euro teams coming in earlier too.
We had a European team come third.
They come third, yeah. I mean, this was truly the worldwide weekly, and Fiesta well deserved here. The only dropped maps was against Crush Soda, so truly a team well fighting to deserve it. And to Crush Soda, I mean, look, I'm not sold that they're not a bad team. Let's just start with that. They are a good team. Like, don't take this as don't take this. Look, they're not a bad team. They're going to go into PAX and absolutely look phenomenal. But this was just a rough speed bump on the way to it, I think, for them.
I think this is a great learning point for them, because you need a lot of this. Because I know for them, you look around in NA, and besides Starburst, where's their competition? They need a loss like this. You need a loss that you need something like this to go off of. Say where we went wrong, where we can learn to improve. Even the best people in NA still have people around that are better than them. They're always looking to improve, no matter how good you are. And I think that this might light a fire in the Crush Soda. And they had a lot of other pretty good matches against a lot of other really strong.
Yeah, I mean this whole event was just stacked with incredible talent. Shout out to ProChara for Readiness for the End. Thank you for hosting those secondary streams and keeping us in the action live while we've been going. But yeah, this whole night was just stacked with talent, and realistically, you have to be happy if you ended up even in the top, 15, considering the teams that showed up today.
Yeah, it's honestly insane, and it's been honestly an honor to watch it, and congrats to Havoc for getting your tournament series to top 40. That's a big accomplishment. How many tournaments do we see come and go and kind of fizzle out before anything happens? And for a bi-weekly, which for context, every other week to get to 40, that's well over a year of tournaments.
Yeah, that's a long time. So shout out to him, and also to Dapple for keeping us afloat and giving us a great space to show you some high quality Splatoon. And hey, thanks to you, Genie, for coming out and having us here on this evening cast. Where can we find you once this is done?
Well, the people can find me. It's on screen at GEENIE7 _ on Twitter. No underscore on all other social. I will be live twitch.tv/Genie7 tomorrow. Playing Splatoon, whether it be table turf, salmon run, anything. I just have casual and chill areas where I sometimes. Yeah.
I feel you.
Where can the lovely people find you?
Yeah, you can find me at that wonderful collection of letters down there. So, Dan, I'm on pretty much anything you can think of. I'm live on Twitch pretty much every weekday. On Thursdays, we play Splatoon with Lo-Fi. So if you're looking for a chill place to grind money, we're a good place to do that. But it's just rad to be here and cast such incredible talent with you and Dapple Production. Shout out to Nebula in the back, too, who's had their struggles but has absolutely brought us some incredible footage through this as well. She's been putting in some mad work and deserves that attention as well. So thank you.
She's been here for 5.5 hours.
Yeah, she's got the patience of a saint, because I sure would have been like 3 hours. I'm done. This is over.
Yeah. But we commentated for 3 hours. I commentated.
That's true. You're right.
4 hours on Low Ink. That's also happening. Popgun recommended people to come over and watch this tournament from Low Ink. So I also have to do the favor back and say, go watch Low Ink tomorrow, people. You want to see the top? Go see the beginning. All the people at the top started somewhere. Trust me, I remember when Kyo was playing in. There wasn't low-level tournaments back in Splatoon 1. I still remember when Kyo was starting out. So,
look, everybody has humble beginnings. You just got to stay humble as you climb to the top. Is all it is.
Yeah, and with that, everyone, don't forget that Duel On is here on Dapple tomorrow. That is our Table Turf tournament, our second one. I was able to have the pleasure of commentating the first one, and it was an insane thing. If you want to know anything about Table Turf, definitely tune in for the finals, because I know Calliope is a GOAT when it comes to Table Turf. But yeah, besides that, thank you for Charo for rating us and having the second stream. We love having it. I know I gotta do a lot of shout outs. We got a lot of things to shout out here. Shout
out to all the people who donated too.
All the donation people, everyone who donated. I can't do the full list. I know we'll have somewhere
we'll have it posted.
We'll have it definitely posted. Thank you for everyone. We doubled the starting prize pool, so thank you so much to that. But with that, thank you to Dapple, thank you to Chara, thank you to Havoc and Havoc's TO crew, thank you to Nebula, and so for joining me today, and our first two commentators, Isaac and Weef. And with
thank you all.
See everybody on Dapple tomorrow for Duel On, or wherever you will enjoy watching Splatoon gameplay. Until next time, this has been Squid Junction number 40.
Take care, everybody.